Hi, everyone.
Hi, this is Elitom El-Amin, breatharian, and this is.
Cristiana Eltrayan, being of Earth and other planes.
And today we're going to talk about the breatharian sources of energy. So even though we're a source of energy and there's many sources around us, there's actually source after source after source. So in other words, everything has an electromagnetic field, but each field is playing off of each other as one big entity. Even though the cells of our body has its own field, it's also taking part in our full body. So as we talk about these sources of energy, let's give a definition for what is a source. Now, a source is a place, person, or thing and where it comes from. Or it's a support or a base or a beginning. Now, we as humans, we really don't know that. That's why we got religions. We place it on a God and give it a name. We want to leave that alone to just make things practical today and get into the sources we can relate to. Now, our main source that we know about is the sun, our local star. Now, of course, there's other stars out there. We got a galactic core, that we talk about, but we're going to get more practical and bring it home into 3D.
And also, it's good to think about where are you focusing on as your source. It could be that you're focusing outside and you wait for various sources to fulfill your needs, or you could focus on inside and you could find a better source maybe there.
Absolutely.
And see what it has to give to you.
The macrocosm and the microcosm and the macrocosm, internal and external, bringing it together. Guess what? This goes to relationships again.
It does.
So now when we deal with our local star, that actually nourishes the whole planet, and you're feeding off this local star directly or indirectly. So even when we talk about living on prana, we're just talking about you're living on it. Everybody's a pranic being. Everybody's a breatharian. Everybody's benefiting from the sun. However, when we talk about this new evolution on a person eating very little or none at all, they're just tapping more into the source as we go into this. This is why we're bringing up the breatharian sources of energy. Now, as we go into this, some of the things that the sun does, because in ancient times it was a form of sun worship or sun therapy, and that's coming back big time. They got different types of light therapies, and you even deal with a lot of that work.
A lot, and I love to work with the sun as I come from the sun, and I'm used to the sun as a source of energy and nourishment. So, to me and many others that I know, the additional sources of nourishment are just on the side, and the main source that we know of that nourishes not only at the physical level but emotional, mental, and many other levels, it's also a source of love, is the sun. And as we dwell there and here as consciousness, we can directly connect to the source in a very simple and powerful way. The more you discover about the sun and what it really is and what it really has at its core and so on, and we invite you to maybe study this in depth, not only meditationally but also scientifically,
Right.
the more you can get a grip on how you can tap into this energy and be nourished or supported by it. And on that subject, we
Right.
highly recommend sun gazing.
Right, absolutely. Now, the sun is a powerful energy. So, just like anything that's powerful, you need to be educated on how to deal with that type of energy, or you can hurt yourself. There's always precautions to take. You could catch sun cancer, different things of sunburns. Of course, if you misuse this energy, it could cause problems. However, when you get educated on how to deal with it with your biology and your genetics, dealing with your current health, this is what the sun does. It produces vitamin D.
And it's also about an alignment of frequencies. It burns you where you're not frequency aligned to it.
And this is what we're getting into.
It causes you ailments if you're not on a high frequency. Once you get in alignment with that
Right.
source, you are in tune with it, and you can deal with the sun
Right.
whatever hour of the day, whenever you want, and for the length of the time that you feel so. but it's just a game of attunement and of being present and knowing when to stop.
Right. And even when we deal with this alignment, one of the things that it does, like we just said, vitamin D, it lowers blood pressure. And these are medically, scientifically proven things that I'm bringing out. It improves brain function. It helps with heart disease. It's an impact on depression because a lot of people catch the sad disease, basically dealing with, the gloomy days, being away from the sun. So a lot of people go into depression. It also helps with weight loss. It helps with muscles to get the energy flowing through it. It helps with cancer. It gives you better sleep. And it also improves your mood, and it also helps with your immune system. Now, these medical approved facts right here. But keep in mind how she was saying this alignment, it takes something from your part on watching what you put in your body, watching your thought process, and taking it slow in the beginning on how to align yourself with the sun so it won't hurt you, because this is a powerful energy. And the more you get into sun gazing, and as I get into this, everything's evolving. Even sun gazing, they got the hours where you come in and stay a certain amount of time. But now when I teach, you're living in the sun right now. Even though we're in this building right here giving this video, we're in the sun. So you're benefiting off of it when you become knowledgeable in what's taking place.
Exactly, and that takes away the gloomy and moody days, because even when the weather is cloudy and you can't really do sun gazing, or you can't be in the sun, as an outer perception of where the sun is, you can always tap into the sun.
Absolutely.
And see where it really is and be in tune with it even when the clouds are up. And the more you tap into that, the more you discover your inner sun.
Right.
And we're going to talk about it a little later, and how to tap into that, because the sun is not out there. Actually.
Absolutely. Now, we got that source of energy we can relate to. Now, our second source of energy is the earth that we're on. All of us was born on it. We call it Mother Earth. And as we're here, there's also what you call grounding or earthing, where you take off your shoes and you can connect with the earth. It betters your health. This right here is a source of energy. We all live on it. This is our planet, and it causes great health benefits when you take a part in this source of energy. It's a source of power when you know how to use it.
And also, it's very important to be on Earth as a being and to be grounded, especially when you work with the sun. Sun is a very, very high energy, but you're made of other elements as well. And once you tap into the sun, it's very good to get your feet on the ground. Otherwise, you will be blown away.
There we go with the precautions.
I see many people who do sun gazing without the grounding at the end, and in general, cosmic meditations without grounding themselves at the end. And they're all airy-fairy, and they're all completely, sometimes even very unbalanced in health and so on, because they don't take the time to
So dealing
ground
with food
themselves,
as a source of energy, being
during
very
sun
important.
gazing
That is one of
or
our
at the end
sources
of
also.
meditation.
So we got the
relate
sun,
the core
source of
the
energy.
earth
We
as
got the
being
earth,
third
source of
sun,
energy. These are our
besides
sources. The food that the
one,
earth provides.
that you
Now
know
it's the
about,
water.
besides your inner
The
sun,
waterways.
relate to the
We got
core
our
of the earth
oceans.
as
We got
being
our
the third
seas.
sun,
We got our lakes.
with which you
And
want
keep
to
in
be
mind that
connected
water
to
feeds our
physical
livestock.
balance.
Absolutely. So when we
industry
deal
going.
with these
And the
breatharian
ancient
sources
word
of
for
energy,
rival
we got the
deals
sun,
with river.
we got
You
the
have
earth.
one group of people
Now
on
we're
one
going to
side
what
of the
the earth
river and the other group
provides.
on the other
These
side.
are other sources
Most
of energy.
ancient civilizations
What we're going
was built
into
by
now
water.
is food.
So water was
Now,
precious
when
back
we talk
then,
about
and it's still
breatharian
our
or
source of
living on
energy today.
prana,
And
keep
it
in
has
mind
to
that
do also
physical
with your
food
DNA,
is
the way
prana.
it
It
structures
is
the
energy.
DNA, and the way
Everything
it
is energy.
influences
So we're
all
not
the
saying
processes
eating
in your
food is
body. So
unnatural like
water
most
is more
breatharians try to
precious than
say.
you think, and
Absolutely
drinking it
not.
and being
It's how
in
you
it
use these
helps
energies.
a lot of
It's
our
at a
health
denser
and
level.
spiritual
Now, for the
well-being,
sake of
actually.
argument, we're
Absolutely.
not going
It's one
into
of the
different
best
diets at
solubles
all.
around.
You understand?
So even when we
But
talk
we're
about
letting you
living
know
on
that
prana,
it is a
not
source
only
of
you could be
energy,
food free,
because when a baby
you also
is
could be
born,
liquid
it's
free,
crying,
which
it
also
wants to be
includes
fed,
water.
and it has to go
However,
through
like
its
I tell
development.
people, like
So it's
for
how
instance,
you
I'm in
use these
India
energies of the
and I was
earth.
in Mumbai, which
So
was
like I say,
very
even when I
polluted
teach
in the atmosphere.
breatharianism now,
So I
I'm
told
not
them
gonna
I at
teach
least
you
take the
how-
water to
not
flush
to eat.
out
I'm gonna
because
teach you
it will
how
flush
to
you
eat.
out really, really great. So yes, it still will be used, but differently than before. It's used as a tool. And when breatharians or people on a pranic journey still want to say, drink tea or cappuccino with friends, if they want to get that out of their system right away, they could take the water again, use it as a tool, or they don't need to either. You understand? So it's best to get educated on these things. But water, again, is a source of power on our planet for all of us, for all of our well-being. Even to take showers, to take baths, to take care of our hygiene. It's a beautiful thing to be around a water source. So even when you're dealing with food and water, it's better to be born into a family where you got that available than when you don't. You understand? Now, our next source of power is real good. We live in what you call the electrical age. We got electricity. And we're using fossil fuels right now for the most part, the coal, the oil, and stuff like this. And yes, for the most part, it's really benefiting our lives. However, we're going into more renewable energies. Again, we're going back to the sun. We're using waterways, biofuels.
Back to the source, actually.
Back to the source. And dealing with these renewable energies instead of the fossil fuels causes less pollution. And that's what we're talking about dealing with the pranic journey. Yes, you can eat the fossil fuel. And as we talk about the breatharian sources of energy, here I am in Jaipur right now, the city in India.
Yes.
And we talked about the sun, we talked about the earth, we talked about the food, we talked about the water as being sources of energy. But now it's about the relationships of people. This is a friend of mine here in Jaipur. You can say hi. He don't speak much English, but it's still relationships. We're having a good time. And we are the source for each other. You are the source for other people, whether if it deals with inspiration, deals with some type of support, and we do that to one another. So by us being supportive to one another, we are a source for one another because it's good to have family, friends, loved ones. And if you don't have that, you have chances in your life to develop that, and that gives you a will to live. So we feed each other and nourish each other. Have you ever met people that drain your energy through negativity? Yes, that happens. However, if they could come up out of that and we could bring each other out of that, that's a real good thing on how we nourish one another. So dealing with these great sources of energy, start taking advantage of them. The sun we have, like we said, the earth we have, the water, we have the foods, the different foods, and those are prana also. The water is prana, but we are also prana too. Everything is energy. These electromagnetic fields we have coming off of our body, our auras, we have the tendency to feed one another, and let's keep on nourishing one another. So these are the safe sources of energy we're dealing with again. So we hope you got something out of this, and as you continue on your pranic path, spiritual path, wherever you call it, your energetic path, take advantage of these sources because these are real lovely things. And the more you feed others and nourish them in a proper way, things come back to you. Always keep that in mind. So I hope you got a lot out of this again. Have a nice day. This is lovely out here, isn't it? This is beautiful Jaipur. This is the earth. Look how nourishing it is. You got negative ions out here in nature. You got beautiful, wonderful people out here. We live in a realm of nourishment. Keep that in mind. And our parents, we came from two people who came together, two beings who created us. We live in creation, and we are creators. Have a nice day, and I hope you got a lot out of this. Bye-bye.